What's up, guys? I'm back, and today I will be reacting to the Week 1 AP Top 25 poll after Week 1. So it's about to be Week 2 tomorrow. So starting off, we got Georgia number 1. You know what? Let's go down. Let's start with the bottom poll. Starting at number 25, we got Clemson. I would definitely agree to put them down here. Well, I would probably have them around number 20, but I think number 25 is definitely a good spot for them since they lost to unranked Duke. Next, we have Tulane at 24. Tulane was pretty good last year, and they definitely dominated a good South Alabama team that won 10 games last year, so I'd agree with that. Next, for 23, I have Texas A&M. I definitely agree to put them down there since they just dominated New Mexico, and I think that's definitely a good spot for A&M. At 22, I'd have Colorado. Personally, I would not have Colorado in the top 25, but if they beat Nebraska, then they're in my top 25. They're right around there at 25. They're like a borderline top 25 team for me. At 21, there's Duke. So they upset number 9 Clemson, which I think they should definitely deserve to be in the top 25. And I think this is definitely a great spot for Duke. At 20, we got Ole Miss. Ole Miss, they dominated Mercer. They won 73-7, so no complaining there. At 19, we got Wisconsin. Well, they were like 19 last poll, which they had a sluggish win over Buffalo, but they won, so we're keeping them in the top 25. At number 18, I got Oklahoma. Yes, I definitely think they deserve to be around number 18, number 20, since they murdered Arkansas State 73-0. At 17, I got North Carolina. I definitely think they should be here. For me, they're a borderline top 15 team. So, plus they had a decent win over South Carolina, which beat 2 top 10 teams last year, including Clemson. At number 16, we got Oregon State. It's definitely another good spot for Oregon State since they won their game, plus they had 10 wins last year. At number 15 is Kansas State. I definitely think this is another good spot for Kansas State. Since they won 10 games last year. At number 14 is LSU. I would probably lose them, rank them down about number 20 since they got blown out by number 8 Florida State. But Florida State is back, in my opinion. That's a good Florida State team they play, so there's no shame. And, there's no shame in losing to them. But the way they lost by getting blown out it's not acceptable. Number 13, there's Oregon. Let's go down here. I definitely think that's a good spot for Oregon. I'll probably have them ranked a little bit higher, but there's definitely a lot of good teams ahead of them. At number 12 is Utah. It's another good spot for Utah. They beat Florida in a sluggish win, but Florida played pretty bad. So, at number 11 is Texas. I definitely have Texas in my top 10. I just have them about number 10, I think. But it's a good spot for Texas. But I just have them in the top 10. Texas is back. Number 10, Notre Dame. I definitely think this is another good spot. I probably have them ranked around where Utah is, in my opinion. But Notre Dame is definitely good for them to be in the top 10. They've been blowing out teams. Number 9, we got Tennessee. They blew out their opponent, and Washington. They had a great win over Boise State, so I definitely have them there. So I'll probably flip around Tennessee or Washington. Number 7, we got Penn State. Penn State they played sluggish in the first half, but they put it all together in the second half. At USC, they blew out their opponent pretty nice, both their opponents, so it's definitely a good place to have USC there. Number 5, Ohio State. This is what I'd have them in my poll since they had a very sluggish win over Indiana. Number 3, I'd have Alabama. They dominated Middle Tennessee State. I would personally have them as my number 2 team, but there's no complaining with them in the top 3. Number 2, Michigan. I'd have them swap with Alabama, but they played good in the first half, but they played sluggish in the second half versus East Carolina. But number 2 is definitely a good spot. And number 1 is Georgia. They dominated, who was it they played? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's UT Martin, I believe. But yeah, they dominated them. Not in the first half, but in the second half, they all got it together on offense. So this is my reaction to the AP Top 25.